Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Master Aquatics, and I'm bringing you guys another video. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning to my channel and watching another video of mine. It really means a lot. I really do appreciate it. And I got a special treat for you guys. So first off, I just want to say thank you so much to the people who gave my $1,200 fish tank setup video the amount of views that it got. I really appreciate it. I know it's not a lot of views, but it's a decent amount of views for a small channel like mine, and I really hope that my future videos get as much views as that video. It really means a lot. It really made me happy and it made me feel good, and it got me motivated to do more videos. But I noticed that in that video, in the comment section, a lot of people were telling me that I should actually paint the aquarium black and black it out, which I originally wanted to do. It never really occurred to me to do that before actually putting in the water and the fish and the substrate into the aquarium. But I finally got around to it, and I was nervous at first because I had never painted an aquarium, but it's actually pretty easy and it was really fun to do, and it was really therapeutic, I gotta say, painting all the glass and all the sides of my aquarium. I really enjoyed doing it, and I thought I would show you guys how I did it, just in case some people out there also want to do the same thing. You might be thinking, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to, black out your aquarium or just paint it in general? And the people that might be asking that are the people who have never done it and have never heard of doing that. There's actually a good amount of benefits to doing that. And one of the main benefits of doing that is it makes your fish feel more secure and comfortable. Especially if you have like really shy fish that get startled easily, or that really need some hiding places and that like to hide a lot. If you paint the back of the aquarium and the sides of the aquarium, it's going to make your fish feel more secure. They're not going to get startled when you walk past them. And it also adds more flavor, I guess you could say, to your tank. I guess flavor wouldn't be the right word because this isn't a food channel, but hopefully you guys get what I'm trying to say. Variety, I guess you could say. Anyways, hopefully you guys understand that. But so that's what the tank looked like before it got painted. And also I wanted to let you guys know that this is my light fixture. I had two of them that I used for my 75-gallon tank, and they've been sitting under my bed for the longest time just gathering dust. And I was actually surprised that one of them actually still works. The other one did not. I tried taking out the light bulbs and I ended up doing that, but I didn't have any other light bulbs to put in there in the second light fixture, so I just left it alone the way it is, and I didn't even bother getting new light bulbs because I'm kind of broke right now. But maybe in the future I might get more light bulbs. And here's the difference. So the tank with the lights on is how it looks right now. It's not a big difference, but to me it was better than nothing. It's still not better than the LED planted LED fixture. But after I got done setting up the light fixtures, I went ahead and I started draining the tank. The reason why I'm doing this is because, one, I needed to do a water change for my tank anyways. I've been doing regular water changes for the 125-gallon tank for the discus to make sure that they're okay, make sure they're all right. Not just for the discus, but the other fish. And on top of that, the aquarium was pretty close to the wall, so in order for me to get back there and paint it, I had to move it forward a little bit. But obviously I can't do that with all that water in there, otherwise it's too heavy to move. Now, before I painted and did anything, I made sure that I got some painter's tape, and I taped up underneath the brackets of the aquarium, so that way I don't get any paint on there, because I don't want to ruin that. And then the second thing that I did is I went ahead and I grabbed some Windex. If you don't have Windex where you live, just get any type of general glass cleaner and make sure that you clean the surface that you're going to paint thoroughly. Just, I guess you don't have to, but I felt more comfortable doing that before I did anything. And I use this basic acrylic paint. I'm not gonna lie, it was expensive. Don't be a fool like me, and just buy the first thing that you see. Make sure that you find a cheap acrylic paint. It doesn't have to be the best of the best. Just make sure you have acrylic paint, and also make sure that you have a roller such as that one, and also make sure that you have a tray to put your paint on. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and get your paint, and you're going to go ahead and squeeze a good amount into your tray. You also want to get your roller and go ahead and put some paint on your roller. I was a little nervous. So the first time that I actually put paint on my roller, I didn't put too much. I just put a little bit because I wasn't sure if this was going to work or not. I thought, in the back of my mind that I might ruin this aquarium that I spent all this money on, but that's not what happened. And it actually turns out this stuff is really easy to take off if I decide that I don't want it on the glass of my aquarium, which I will show later on. But, you will, if you do decide to do this, you will need to add a few coats on there. So what I did was I would do one coat and let it dry for a few minutes, and then I would come back and do another coat. And acrylic paint dries up pretty fast. And as you can see, that's the first coat for the left side of the aquarium. And although you can still kind of see through it, it still darkened it quite a bit on that first coat. Now you don't have to be like me and go over it multiple times for the first coat. Just do it enough to where you get one coat covered completely on one side. And that's what it looks like with one coat. As you can see, you can barely see through the end of that aquarium. So I decided to do the left side, and I did one coat on there. And then I decided to start doing the first layer of black paint on the back. And I did it halfway. And I continued to do this throughout the whole aquarium, and I just kind of wanted to get these shots in for you guys just to show you the difference. And black, the reason why I chose the color black is because I have black substrate and I have green plants in there, and in my mind I envisioned it to look really good, and it does look pretty good. Although for some reason I was thinking that orange might have been better because I have koi angelfish in there. But, I wasn't going to risk that with the 125-gallon tank. I might do that with a future tank later on, but you never know. My idea was that if I could do orange, I would get, red discus, orange discus, and red angelfish, orange angelfish, and then just paint the aquarium orange. And I think in my mind that would look good, but I think a lot of people might disagree on that. They might think I'm crazy for that. But anyways, like I said, I was just, taking my time with it. I wasn't really rushing it or anything like that. I had a lot of time on my hands, so I made sure to fill in every spot in there and make sure that it was all blackened out. And this was really fun for me. It reminded me of coloring when I was in elementary school for some reason. I don't know. I just felt like a little kid at heart, and I really enjoyed doing this. It was really easy. And then, eventually I became comfortable with it, and I ended up putting the amount of paint that I needed on there, and I just continued to paint away. So that's the aquarium with the first layer of coat. So again, I wanted to get these shots in to show you guys the difference. You can still kind of see the back of the aquarium. You can still see the wall over there, and as you can see on the right side of the back of the aquarium, it's a little bit darker, is because, like I said, I felt more comfortable putting more paint, and that's what I did. And here is the final layers of the black paint, and as you can see, it got really dark like extremely dark. And this is when I was really satisfied with the work that I've done so far. And I accidentally covered the front of the aquarium with a small amount of paint. So what I did was I got a scraper and I started scraping away at the black paint. And as you can see, it just comes right off. It was very easy to do, not hard at all. So if you accidentally get paint on the front of your aquarium, not to worry, it'll come off right away. So now that I finally painted the aquarium all black except for the front, I went ahead and moved the aquarium back up against the wall where I had it, and I set up my filter again because I had to remove the filter intake tubes in order to get every spot in the back. And I began to fill it back up with water, and my discus really enjoyed this and needed this. They really love a good water change, and I could tell that this was the case because they ended up swimming and playing with the other fish. Usually they're just hiding behind the plants and just, being shy and just hiding and not really giving anybody any attention. um, but just giving you guys a good few shots with the aquarium with the black paint on all sides of the aquarium. Sorry guys, I just had a brain fart. But I really enjoy it, and especially with the new lighting, it really makes the fish that I have in the aquarium just like pop right at you. Um, and I'm really happy with it, and I'm really satisfied. So here's another view. The tank is completely filled up now. You can see that the aquarium is completely black. Fish looks good. The Amazon sword looks good. You can also see that the Anubias looks good. By the way, the Anubias are not in the substrate. They're in the pot, and the pots are in the substrate. So the rhyme zones and the roots, they're not touching the substrate. So, because somebody had mentioned that in the comments, so I don't want you guys to worry. Those Anubias are going to be fine. They're not going to die. And if you're wondering why that sponge filter is over there, I mainly just put it there so I can just pre-season it just in case I need to put in any other tank that I might need to fill up. But I do need to get an air pump for that sponge filter in the future. So you guys might be wondering, like, how much money did I spend total on painting this aquarium? Well, I spent about $10 on the paint itself. Now you might be thinking that's a lot of money to spend on acrylic paint. Well, the thing is that that's why I mentioned earlier in the video to actually take your time and buy the cheapest acrylic paint that you can find, which is available to you guys. I just bought the most expensive, acrylic paint because it was available to me right away, and I was rushed for time. I didn't really want to spend extra time looking for cheap acrylic paint. I just wanted to grab something and go. And I was at a arts and crafts store, and I just got whatever was on the shelf. And I also spent $6 on a roller, which I got at a Home Depot. You can go to a dollar store, or you can find other rollers at other places for cheaper, definitely. But I spent $6 on that, and then I also spent $3 on the tray. So I spent overall like $19, so close to $20 just to paint the aquarium. You don't have to spend that much money to paint your aquarium. You can definitely search online, like eBay, Amazon, for cheaper prices. But I guess I'm not like the most resourceful person when it comes to finding the cheapest item. I'm just the type of person that just to buy something as soon as I see it. I don't really like to shop around unless it's something that I really care for a lot, like fish, like discus. I took my time shopping for discus, but I'm usually a very impatient person, and I just like to grab stuff. I'd rather pay extra money and save time than use up more time to pay less money. That's the type of person that I am. But hopefully you guys enjoy the new look of the tank. I know I do. And you might be wondering about all the bubbles in the background. Every time I do a water change that happens, the bubbles do go away eventually. It just takes about a day or so. And I really can't wait to see, my plants, grow. And I really can't wait to see, like, when the aquascape is complete, because keep in mind guys, this tank is still new. I still haven't added everything in there. I still haven't added the driftwood. I might get some rocks. I definitely want to get more plants, but before I get the plants, I want to get the LED Phoenix planted LED light fixtures, because the light fixtures that I have, I don't think it's enough lighting for the plants that I have. So I'm gonna hold off on the plants, but first things first, driftwood, rocks, and then once I have all that, I'll go ahead and add more fish, which I'm pretty sure you guys are waiting on. I mean, hopefully you guys didn't think that, I was just going to get these angelfish and these discus and gouramis and think that was it. No, I'm definitely going to get more fish. I mean, this tank can hold plenty of fish, and that's why I got a big tank, because I want to get lots of fish. But anyways, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.